looks like we are live. So we're doing, we are working on an app for the Rails Hackathon, and I am. Let's see. Yeah, so we're just going to start kicking this off. So the rules for this are we can't start coding till 8 o'clock, and it's now 8:07. I had to play with OBS, so we lost all that time. But let's see if we can make it up. So we are going to, that's not what I want to do. We want to go into our projects for this. All right, so we are going to kick this off. So I'm not going to go into too much details right now for what, well, maybe we'll run through the details. So we're working on an app that is going to be helping you do issue hygiene for your GitHub repo. So the idea is you hook it up to your GitHub repo, and it will look at your existing issues and see if any that are stale or are missing information. And then it will go into, it'll also monitor for new issues, just to make sure that they all stay up to date and good. So we will, ooh, what are you doing? You're loading up other projects. Okay. We can close those out. And let's open up our projects issue bot. And yeah, we trust this. Haven't done anything wrong yet. All right. So that's good. Let me grab. All right. Actually, let's get in this and git add everything and git commit our initial commit and git tower. All right. So we've got that good. Let's keep moving on. So what I've done so far is just do a Rails new, add some gems that I know we're going to be wanting. Let's set up our spec, and let's just be good citizens. So our spec is set up. We're going to be using a view component. So we're going to be adding that, and it's also adding a view component contrib, which does a few things I like. But we're going to be putting stuff into app views components. Yes, and I'm not. That is not what I wanted to do. And this is why we use Git. Let's just discard all that junk and try again. No. Yes. ERB. And let's just make sure that is working right. So we're going to do a Rails G view component alert with a title. Let's see if this looks good. So this is making view components alert component alert spec alert preview. Beautiful. Let's get rid of that crap now. All right. So let's just take a look what this is doing. So this is setting up our base. It's abstract view component, adding the components, adding the initializer gems, templates. Yep. Rails helper. I think that's one that needs to be done a little bit differently, but we'll deal with that when it blows up in my face. And we also can delete that. All right. Okay, so that's good. We're going to want to add some default yarn stuff or dependencies there. So those are things that I kind of always use, so they're pretty standard. So this is Did I not do Horicons? Yeah, I did Horicons. So we got Horicons and just some request stuff, Tailwind, so pretty standard things. We're going to want to import. Local time's a great little gem. It lets us do things in the local time. I know you're shocked. And that just means that we can cache things better and just make sure that numbers are showing up in time that's relative. So most stuff is in the database is going to be in UTC, but I'm in Eastern, so it'll be good for that to show up. So next in here, we're going to go into our config environments, and in development, we are going to use letter opener, and a letter opener basically pops up emails so we can see them kind of live. I've also set up parallel tests in here, which is great for our spec, but that means that we actually have to kick off a whole bunch of different test databases. So this is going to give us issue bot test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On my machine, it's 12 cores, so it's going to give us 12 different connections going. And so that's going to take care of that. And in our spec, we're going to make a support folder with capybara, .rb, and this is going to give us port 9887, which is default, but it's also then going to give us plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have them running on different ports. All right, in here, so we're going to actually we're gonna leave that for a minute. The other thing that we're going to want to do is in our spec helper, we're going to have set up simple cov and get that going. And here we will set up clearance, and it's going to yell at us, and I forget why that is. Oh, because that base doesn't exist. Let's take care of that. All right, better. And let's actually make sure that this blow up weird. So our users, yep. Let's take care of that. And I should have committed more of these things. Oh well, whatever. This is a hackathon, not a, yeah. That all looks good. So let's grab the action mailer config and bring that into, that's the environment, dev. And let's throw this stuff into our layout just to get it in there. And throw in a flash. And Rails DB migrate this. Okay, great. And let's Rails S just to see if we're up and going. All right, so that's going to be localhost 3000, localhost 3000, and let's do it on HTTP, and let's go to sign up, and looks like we're going to want to grab Yarn Tailwind forms. Yeah. tailwind CSS / forms. Okay, and is that set up and running? Yeah, it should be. Okay. So bin dev is going to give us all of that, and we're going to want to have in our tailwind. Is that not? Give me tailwind config. Yeah. Now, stink. We want to outside the plugin. That will help. All right, so we're getting app views whatever.html. We're also going to want to be getting, we're going to have to add our components. Whatever dot component .rb. We're grabbing the helpers, style sheet JavaScript. That should be all right. App views components whatever.rb. Okay, I think that's probably a good place to. Let's make this actually proper, and yay! Now we have base styling for forms. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna check my list. So we've got let over. Okay, let's kill this and let's do a rake just run our tests, which are none of them, so that should be fine. Good. But let's also go in here now. If we can go rake parallel create. So what this is doing is creating, in my case, 12 databases, and now we're going to prepare them. So this is going to let me, on my machine, run my RSpec tests in 12 parallelized. Cool. So let's actually just set that up in here. So we want a new, I think it's a gem command, which is going to be foreman. This is foreman. And the arguments are, what is it? Oh, my camera's been lagging. Ugh. It does now again. Let me see if, let's see if I can do this. Switch this to that. Is that going to work? Let me hide you. Oh, this makes for great footage, doesn't it, guys? Video capture, create new. I just realized that I'm not even using the right source. So you've been looking at my face this whole time, not at my computer. That's frustrating. All right, well, let's fix that over here as well. Okay, I think that's good. And then go to coding, and now, yeah. Blah. All right, well, I'm sorry about that. You didn't see any of the stuff I'm doing. That's the beauty of the whole thing. Let's switch to this. Let's fix this. Want to unlock you and flip that, lock that, go to coding, and here we go now. Okay. Right, well, I hope that last 15 minutes was super entertaining, especially since it was also stuttering. So let me save this, and so if we look at what we're doing in our bin dev, this is running, so it's foreman start proc file. All right, let's bring that up here. So I'm using RubyMine for my editor, and let's see if that's going to work well. That's going to do that, yada yada yada, and you want to save that. Good. So let's see if we can debug, and it's going to probably yell at us for nope. Okay, good. And if I refresh, that looks good. Okay, so it looks like we're good running there. The other thing I want to do is edit configuration. We want to add another. We want to do a rake command, which is going to be parallel rspec. And the task name is parallel spec and rspec. And what I've found is that we need to have a Rails environment equals test, which should be implied, I would expect, but doesn't seem to actually. And in here, to check off parallel rspec stored in the project, yes, and it's using rspec. Good. So in here, I should now be able to pin that one as well, and I can now rspec test this, and let's see if it does its thing. Woo! All right, perfect. Let's do. Okay, so that is set up. So we've got Rails, we've got our gems, some Heroicon stuff. Parallel spec testing is set up. Simple cut is set up, and clearance is set up. All right, great. So that is good, and we're going to ignore this folder. Okay, and so that's all good. What we also want to do is some credentials. So let's do a Rails credentials edit. And I would normally break this into two different environments, but don't worry about that for now. So hey, everyone, hope you can enjoy my secret. That obviously will change. And is it already ignoring? Yeah, it should be already ignoring my master key. Yeah, good. All right. That also is going to change, so don't worry about that, and enjoy that while it lasts. Okay, that should all be good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually be running this on Hatchbox, so I'm going to get that started. But before I do that, I'm going to did I set up the remote for this? I did not. Okay, so let's get. Where are you? And let's set up origin. All right. Good, we're good there. And I am fat fingering like you wouldn't believe. All right, let's make a new app, and we're going to call this IssueBot. All right, let's go with, I think this is the right one. That's Rails Hackathon Team 184. And actually, I want to put this. So I like, when I do this automatic deploy, I actually like to make a separate branch that kind of is used to trigger a lot of that kind of stuff. So let's actually set that up. So we're going to do that. The branch is going to be deploy main, and that's good. Is that? Oh, this isn't the part that should be. Oh, this is going to be weird. I'm using my phone as the camera, so enjoy my roof. Let's pause this. And let's see what ends up happening here. All right. Well, that went easier than expecting. Let's see if I can try that again. GitHub app. Branches deploy. Staging. I might have to do this differently then. That's annoying. Okay, I am going to, I can't fork it. Okay. I'm going to figure that out later. Okay. All right, I'm going to touch base with the team. And all right, well, I am going to hop off the stream for right now. I think we're going to do a quick team meeting to kind of get the next steps. But what's nice is at this point, we've got our base system up and running. So, yeah, but I'll be back on in probably not too long. All right, take care.